Hey everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that Debating the Bible is now available. This is a 3-part video, basically get into debating the Bible. Also, Never Pay Again members, make sure you guys check your email. I sent you a Dropbox link with the new video in it because the video section and Never Pay Again membership section, those pages are being updated. So make sure you guys check your email for the link and any new videos you'll get. It's going to be about a week before we finish that. So it's being updated and, made a lot better. So check your emails for that link. If you didn't get one, email me. I will send you a new link. So now books, if you ordered The Reverse Psychology, those books are going out first. If you ordered multiple books, you will get all your books. We just got to get these books out first because so many people ordered. So you will get probably multiple tracking numbers. Some of you will get all your books all together. Some of you will get one at a time. The email will let you know. We're still shipping books and tracking numbers are still going out. So I appreciate you guys' patience. And yeah, it's a painstaking process. We kind of got screwed over with the publisher and we had delays. So, shit happens. And, I don't want to throw the brother under the bus, but yeah, we kind of got screwed on this one. But I appreciate you guys' support. I think it's only been like 3 people who requested refunds so far. I appreciate the patience on all this. And yeah, books are going out and we're moving as quickly as possible. Appreciate the support and the patience. For a lot of you guys that's new to the channel, it's a lot of videos I put out on, just various information about biblical religion and the truth and facts about those things. It's a lot of information. It's tough to find right now since it's over, hundreds of videos I have now. So a lot of this information is buried. And a lot of people ask me about information I had against the Bible and how would you go about debating the book and, speaking to somebody that is religious and you're trying to convince them, to become conscious. Like what type of information would you need? And I had a video on this and I wanted people to understand like the way you would have to address certain questions and the information you would need to know. So I always recommend to people, like if you're going to be speaking about the Bible, make sure you have the knowledge, make sure you have the information because it's going to be a lot of questions. And if you can't answer, it's going to be hard to get your point across. And, people are knowledgeable these days about a lot of stuff. And, people got their phones, they'll run to Google real fast. But if you a person who read books and you get into a lot of research and information, it's a lot of stuff you're just not going to find online. Some stuff you really have to go into books. But I have already put together many videos on a lot of this information. So this video is compiled. It's, a bunch of information that's going to help you get through the points that you need to, make your point. So yes, this is a new video, but we go into a lot of the previous videos and videos on YouTube to really bring this stuff together. So, it's 3 parts, 3 different videos. It's long, over 7 hours worth of information. So it's enough for you to have everything you need straightforward lined up so you can, debate religion and have the information you need to get, your point across. So basically what I've been using to really speak to people about religion is in this video. So now getting into this video. So brought to my attention, years ago, actually. But I'm just going to speak on it now because I didn't want to speak on it back then because I don't really deal with people who speak against my videos or speak against my information. It's a lot of trolls out there. There's a lot of people in the comment section who think they know me, who think they know what I'm about and what I'm trying to do. And I have this hidden agenda. I'm some kind of agent or Illuminati conspiracy theorist or what have you. And I'm just out here to just lead people astray from the Lord. So it's one of the reasons why I wanted to put out this whole debate video to get people in that right information so they can have it for people who people like these guys I'm going to discuss in this video real quick, briefly. But, people think they know us. They know what we're talking about. They know what we're about when we put out information, and they know what we're doing. And you have to understand a person's story and why they're here. I'm not new to YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over a decade, since before it was bought out by Google. I've been putting out information before they start paying people to do this. So I've been at this for a long time. As I said, grew up in church. I grew up Christian. My uncle was a preacher, and I set out to prove the Bible was true first. That was my first goal. But like I said, there's no way you can do actual research and come back believing in this book. There's no way you can read the Bible and still believe in it. But you have these people who come on here looking for validation. And as I said, when you got people who have their emotions and feelings wrapped up in biblical religion, you try to tell them something, automatically they get defensive. And it's a lot of people on here who don't even know that they're frauds, and what they're doing goes against their religion because they don't really read the book. So you have people like this guy here, True News 365. And this guy believes that, I just hate Christ. I'm a skeptic. I'm just on here trying to lead people astray. And, a lot of other insinuations this dude made about, why I do what I do. And he gives me credit at some points, and other points he says I'm completely off. And it's one of the things you'll see when you have to speak to people that's really deeply religious, and they think they know what you're about, or you have this hidden agenda for what you're trying to do, because to them, they can't fathom how, this book is it's God. God is good, because they don't read the book. They don't understand. You got to think about that thinking these people have. Christians really, truly believe that we are just evil people, and that God is good. God in the Bible is good. And it's the Bible. It's about goodness, and everything is good, and sunshine and roses and peaches and everything like that. And we're just evil people coming up trying to stop people from worshiping goodness. But they don't read the book, because if you read the book, you would clearly see it's not what you think it is. And it's not that we're going against the book because we're evil or we're trying to lead people astray. It's because we did the actual research. And not just that, we use common sense. Snakes and donkeys can't talk. Sorry, they don't talk. People with long hair don't have superhuman strength. You can't convince me that polar bears walk to the freaking Middle East to get on the ark. Like, it's just nothing. It's common sense stuff. Dude can't walk on water. Grown ass man can't survive 3 days in the big fish. Elisha, superhuman power. He's like Super Saiyan in the Bible. Like, come on. It's just stuff that's just common sense. And it's just us using our brain and choosing not to believe stuff that's clearly allegorical or metaphorical, and doing more research. So he says, I have this hatred in my heart, for Jesus or what have you. And that if the claims of the Bible are true, then they should be respected. Or the claims in the Bible are not true. And that's one of the points he talk about in the video. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to go look at it. I mean, a lot of you guys have already, and I appreciate everybody in that comment section who had my back and supported me, who understand what I'm talking about. But the claims in the Bible are not true. They were never proven to be true. That's why the Bible requires faith and belief. It's just that simple. He says that if the claims of the Bible are true, then they should be respected. And it's not us giving disrespect to the Bible. It's us making real clear points about the contradictions in the book, about, what the book talks about. And this first guy sounds like a white guy. So he thinks I'm just angry. He makes some points about, going on in the hood or what have you. And a lot of people, like Europeans, a lot of white folks think we just upset and we mad because of the past. We just so angry and bent on slavery and what happened with Jim Crow and civil rights. We just so mad, and we just want to hate God for allowing it to happen. This is what they want to believe about us. But it's simple questions we asking ourselves is, well, wait a minute. If you could just pray, like the Bible say, and we've been praying for hundreds of years for slavery to end, when we was being taught the Bible during slavery, nothing happened. These people, generations of people came and went believing that prayer was going to work. But, they was telling these slaves that, you're not going to get blessed until you die. And these people are really perpetrating, something that's against the Bible but nothing happened to them. They was able to keep us enslaved for hundreds of years and basically rule the world, and they in power right now. So how are we supposed to be worshiping and praising the same God as the slave master, and we see they get blessings and we don't, and we supposed to just keep accepting that? It don't equate. It don't make sense. It's something that you could very easily look into and be skeptical about, especially when the Bible says, slaves obey your earthly masters as you would obey Christ, which equates them to Christ, slave master to Christ. That sounds suspect. So it's stuff that we look at that clearly doesn't sound right. We ask questions. We be critical about what we're reading, and then we go do research. So another thing is, he says that, if you want to learn about the Quran, you go talk to an imam or what have you. If you want to learn about the Bible, you go talk to a theologian, and so on and so forth. And this is one of these things these people do. You don't know me. So he don't know that I've been to every country in the Bible. He don't know that I've been to Israel, that I've been to Jerusalem, I've been to Egypt. I've been to all these places. I've studied, I learned the languages. He don't know none of this stuff. He think I'm just some angry dude because he's looking at a very older video, and he don't know my history. He don't know, what I've done. The guy admits himself, I've seen a couple of his videos. So you decide to make a video against a couple videos that you didn't clearly watch, or, you watched until you couldn't stand anymore because you was getting crushed. And this is what happens. But I knew about these videos years ago. It's just something I wasn't going to address. But in light of this video coming out, speak on it, because a lot of people ask me about, the debate videos. A lot of people remember when there's a lot of debate videos going on a few years ago. A lot of debates was happening, and a lot of people thought I was in a lot of those debates. I just didn't do a lot of that stuff. It just wasn't no point, because at the end of the day, as much as I love the debate videos, nobody converts at the end. The Hebrews got crushed every single video. They don't convert. It's like common sense. As much as you put it out there, these people are not going to, snap out of it. It's just an argument. And some people set in their ways, and no matter what you tell them or how much sense you make, they're not going to take your side just because they don't want to take your side, because, they're stubborn. They don't want to admit that they're wrong. But anybody that tells you that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom is crazy, if they don't really understand what that really means. You know what I'm saying? The esoteric understanding behind that. But if they're actually talking about the God in the book, they're crazy. So, this is what this dude is saying, fear of God. It's something that's in the Bible I talked about in the previous video. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Just having you, in fear of God, meaning that if you're scared of God, you're smart. You should be scared of him. And it's just one of those things that they use to get people to fear and put fear in God as they would, in anything else that's physical. So that would translate into obedience. And this guy also says that you should only, read the Bible or study the Bible with the wisdom that God has given you or allowed you to have. I know what you guys are going to say. It's people crazy, nut job. I read the comments. It's just one of the things I want you to understand when you're debating or dealing with this stuff. The mindset of people you're going to come across is going to be a little bit crazy, and the stuff they believe in and talk about is going to be crazy. This is a perfect example of that. And it's not worth it most of the time. But at the end of the day, you should be equipped with the right information to debate one, but to get your point across, to help somebody. Because people, as I said in the video, people really have, a desire. Some people are going to really want to know what the truth is, and they're going to look to you for these answers. Some people are going to be critical, they're going to be condescending, rude, or what have you. But I promise you, if you have the information, if you have the knowledge, everything will come across smoothly, and it would be a better interaction versus, an argument. So now this second guy, Oil King, I believe it is, a brother that I believe he's Muslim. So he's talking about, I guess, my couple of videos on Islam. As you know, my stance with that whole thing, no disrespect or what have you. It's just the easiest religion to debunk when you just look at history. It just is. It's not tough at all. it's clear as day where that stuff came from and what happened and what took place. And I mean, it's the same with Christianity. I mean, you go back and look and see. But with Islam is a lot easier because we understand with Syriac, how a lot of those Islamic terms comes from Syriac Orthodox Christianity. And all they did was just convert it over. And I broke all this down. But this guy, same thing. One of those people who think they know you. And his whole thing is, I got all my information from the white man, and I messed up when I did that because the white man has this hatred for Islam. And I'm just basically getting this, hatred or hate-filled information from the white man and regurgitating to you guys this false message or this evil message from the white man. It's basically what he's trying to say. But one of the things I always find that people who defend Islam always do, especially black people, is they always try to defend the slave trade. And to me, it's the same. It's the same as what Christianity always go back to that. You have to understand what took place. And for the Arabs, what's still taking place because they still enslaving people over there in Africa. And talked about that in the video as well. But yeah, slavery happened. Like, they enslaved us. They did the worst, castrated us. We're talking about over 1,000 years of slavery. And they infiltrated and stole our kingdoms, and they was basically the armed military for the Christians. When you really understand, talk about this with the Crusades, talked about this with the Moors, and it's clear as day you can understand what happened. There was the long war, as I always get into. There's no coincidence that they had this almost 1,000-year war, Rome and the Arabs. And it ends in the status quo antebellum in the 7th century, which basically means we fought all this time for nothing. We're going to go back without nothing. Like how things was before the war. It doesn't make sense. Then all of a sudden we get Islam. And then when you start to do the comparisons and look at everything, the fact that Islam has these same prophets from Christianity and Judaism, I mean, it's suspect. And it's like, come on, like you guys existed for all this time. Arabs for hundreds of years were Jews and Christians. Then all of a sudden this happened, and then we get Islam, and then nothing fits. Nothing fits at all. It's clear as day, when you look at it. So, not the first person. It's just, again, an example of what you're going to run into when you encounter religious people, no matter what religion it is. People have their thoughts, and instead of them attacking the obvious issues about their religion, they'll go attack anybody that says anything against it. And it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense at all. There are some very strange things you need to look at regarding Islam instead of attacking people that's speaking against it and not refuting any of the information that's said in the video. As you guys in the comment section, again, thank you to everybody who had my back, who defended me. And it's one of the reasons why I don't comment, because you guys always do that. And I appreciate it. Because, I mean, you can see the bullshit just as, the same as I can. So it's not a matter of, really debating these people and, going back and forth with these guys on YouTube. I don't do that. I rarely read the comments. But it's something that people have to, you got to brace yourself for if you're going to be dealing with people who are religious. And I know it's a lot of people out there that just get a kick, out of having this knowledge and being able to, shut a person down scholarly, with scholarship and knowledge, in an argument. It's people who love doing it. And I see it all the time. It's hilarious a lot of the times. But people like this, they completely oblivious as to the why. Everybody think we have this ulterior motive, that is something, something sinister, some type of agenda behind the scenes. Like, come on. Like, it's always some spooky shit that we just got to be some type of agent or controlled, or it's got to be something wrong with us instead of them addressing their religion and the flaws behind it. I just find it hard that God, it's weird. I mean, just one of the biggest points, 23 years to reveal this, religion to Muhammad, but you created the universe and everything in 6 days. But 23 years, just get this guy a book. It don't make sense. It don't make sense that, it was revealed in Arabic. The Prophet Muhammad, who spoke it in Arabic, and you had the scribes basically write down the Quran. The problem with that is nobody spoke Arabic during that time or during his life. The very first writings we get in Arabic is the Quran. But then when you go back and start looking at the history, you see the siege that Abdul Malik led into Syria, and they basically enslaved those people and built those mosques and taught those people Arabic. And that's where it started. And nobody spoke it before that. It's when you know the history, understand Syriac Orthodox Christianity. That's the hint right there. I talked about this in a couple of videos. We can see where the stuff comes from. We can go back and look at, Hubble and the moon gods and the idols around the Kaaba and why they walk around in a circle, 360 degrees. It's a square, the black square of Saturn. Same thing like the Teflon that the Hebrews, the Jews wear. It's so much there that's overlooked because people like this guy rather talk about people who's making obvious points and clear points that you should consider rather than consider, that they have some type of ulterior motive. Just look at the information. It's clear. It makes sense. Dig. They don't want to do that. They don't want to, attack anything that has to do with their beliefs. They rather attack us. And this is what you got to deal with. I personally recommend certain people, you don't waste your time. If people coming to you, they sound knowledgeable. They really genuinely want to know, what you know, and you have the knowledge to share with them. By all means, do that. But make sure you have the knowledge and you don't waste so much time on meaningless stuff. Because I can tell you now, I already know the questions people are going to ask you. And this is why I put the video together the way I did, so you can be prepared for those questions and be able to, get your point across. I've spoken to so many, Christians and Hebrews and Muslims. And I'm going to tell you, out of everybody I've spoken to, it's probably only like three, about four people, I'll say for sure, four, that it didn't go correctly. It didn't go right, because the person was just so stuck in their ways. And I like to be able to, get my point across clear enough without being argumentative and running the person off and making them feel like I'm talking over them or speaking down to them because I know more. And that's one of the things you got to be careful of, because it's real easy to do that because we look at these people like they stupid for the stuff they believe in. And it's tough to hold that back, that, that you stupid. It's tough to hold that in. Sometimes you just been like, what is you talking about? It's hard to hold that in sometimes, but you got to restrain yourself and let the knowledge speak for itself. And the people who genuinely want to know, who want the truth, they'll accept it. But yeah, this video is out. Hours and hours and hours worth of information put together really well. Took me a couple days to do this, but yeah, a lot of people asked for it. I can see that it's needed, and especially with the prophecy part that's in the video. Yeah, as I said, it's a lot of videos I have that you would have to really go in and dig to get this information out. So I went and, found it and put it together for you guys in this video. So, but yeah, wanted to get this out real quick. Moving fast as I can, getting everything together. Also, there will be a video coming only to Merkabah Academy. So we can talk about what's been happening lately with the whole, GUNS thing. Can't even talk about none of this stuff because they flagging it and they taking down whole channels of anybody who mentioned what just happened with the, you know what I'm talking about. So as I said in my video, I said this, and remember I said this, I told you guys, I believe it was in Aquarius. I said the last thing they're going to do before they can go any further, the last thing they have to do is take our guns. They have to do that. That's the last thing. Once that happens, then you need to be worrying. That's the last move. They have to do that. They've been pushing for it for years for a reason. It's the last part of their plan that they got to complete. Understand what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that in a video that I'm going to put on Merkabah Academy. I'll do a video on YouTube to let you guys know when it's going to be up. But we're going to get into that because I can't put it out on here. And other stuff we're going to get into. It's not a coincidence. All the stuff happened around the same time, with George Floyd and just everything that's happening around this time. And just, the what's back to back with the last kid in the supermarket. Come on. Y'all not stupid. So we're going to get into all that. And I'll get into that deeply because it's crazy. And it's basically, if you watch last 6, 7, 8 videos I put out, you understand what I'm talking about. So we're going to get into that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys' patience on the books and everything. Once we get all those books out, they will go back on sale. We're not putting out anymore until we get all these books out. So if you're waiting, thanks for your patience. It's coming. I promise you it's on the way. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody who supports, who's still supporting. And yeah, also make sure you guys take advantage of the Never Pay Again membership is still here. And you know, it's a lot still going on, and apologies for the delay. I've been trying to keep up with everything. It's a lot going on, and yeah, but I'll be back. More videos to come. See you guys next video.